Good evening and welcome back to CenterPoint. We appreciate you joining us. We begin tonight with presidential politics and the race for the Republican nomination with the Iowa caucuses only 4 days away. Well, we're joined now by former Arkansas Governor Mike Huckabee, host of Huckabee here on TBN. Governor Huckabee, thanks for joining us once again on CenterPoint.
Great to be with you, Joe. It was a rock'em sock'em robot night last night with Haley and DeSantis, to say the least.
Even Democrats are souring on not only Hunter, but on his father. And so just as swiftly as Hunter came into the testimony, he stormed out as well when he was asked even the most basic of questions.
And now to the rest of the news you need to know. Israeli Defense Forces Chief Herzi Halevi says the war against Hamas in Gaza will continue for many months.
What do you make of the actions that are happening on American Ivy League colleges and other colleges as well? And what's the remedy for it?
Oof, that's a big question. So first of all, we should recognize that, and you put it right, the mask came off, and what that means is that it was always there. It just wasn't revealed. It wasn't out in the open. For decades and decades, the campuses have become places that have embraced Marxist ideology, the ideology of oppressor and oppressed.
We're joined now by CenterPoint contributor and former Senator and Ambassador Scott Brown. Senator Brown, welcome back to the show. Good to see you. Each state has different rules, as you know. So how difficult and realistic is this for him to actually make this happen before all the different filing deadlines?
Well, I've spoken to him many, many times, as recently as the other day. He calls me, and I appreciate the fact that he does. It means a lot. That being said, he has over 200,000 volunteers nationwide, and he knows that ballot access is very, very important. Hey, listen, how can you tout Bidenomics when inflation is still high and gas prices are still high? They're much higher than they were just the day before you got into office, and they keep saying, well, everything's going down. Yeah, but it's still up so dramatically high compared to where it was.
That wasn't just Biden. Our Republicans did that to us too. You go back to that $2.2 trillion COVID stimulus bill that expanded welfare. We now have 100 million Americans on Medicaid, 42 million Americans on food stamps. That's a third of our country. Republicans have to get this right too. It's both parties that have gotten us into this situation, but it's only going to take one accountant to get us out.
And that's our report on this edition of CenterPoint. Remember, you can also follow us on the various social media platforms you see just below me. We're at CenterPoint TV, and of course, we very much enjoy your feedback. I'm Joe Gum from the team here in Dallas, as well out in California. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good evening, and we'll see you right back here on Friday.